Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Ed, and I'm here with a book review. My first book review, I guess ever you could say. I know this video quality is kind of sucky. It's just it's 1:34 a.m. I just really felt like sharing it. I think this is something that's important. It was on my spirit to do so. Um, so the book is called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. This was a really inspirational book. Very informative and very enlightening. I think my sister got it from me about two Christmases ago, and it was at a time in my life where I was definitely seeking some more understanding, more clarity, more comprehension, and just growth, progression in general. This book is really special because it it allows you to really go past your mind and go past a lot of the preconceived notions you have and just be and think for yourself. In the future, because of how, my mind is and how I read, I'm definitely going to take notes so I can provide, better reviews for sure and more in depth. But I'll just briefly go through this for my first review. The book starts off just the first chapter is called The Voice Inside Your Head. And I think that's really important is because it's important to realize, and this is what the book preaches, is the subject object relationship. If you're able to hear, feel, touch, or even think something, then that must be the actual object, and you experience it as somebody different. And I'll put it like this. Let's say you're eating lunch and there's an apple in front of you. You see the apple, you know it's green. Uh, you can feel it. You know it's a little bit cold. Might be in the refrigerator. So you can see all these things about it, but you know it's not you, and you know that because you're experiencing that. Same when you're actually eating the food. You eating, it's essentially not you. You know you're eating because in the back of the mind, if it was just you eating, that's all you can focus on. But a lot of times when you're eating, you're focusing on, something that happened the other day. And again, that's because you're not the person that's eating. You're also not the person that's happened the other day. You experience these emotions, and right now they're passing through you. And, with your discernment, you either pay attention to it or you don't. And that's kind of what the book really focuses on is that you have a choice with your consciousness what to focus on. When we're put here just to experience. I think is what a lot of the book preaches about, and what a lot of the religion and spiritual practices teach about is that you don't want to get so attached, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, quote unquote, because we're put on life to experience. Whether something makes us happy or sad, we have to be grateful and just pleasant that we're here living to experience that. Um, because again, with emotions and the way we think about things, that's something separate from who we are. That's not who we are. We are who we are. We're a spirit in this body, in this world, experiencing things. We're floating we're one out of what, a billion people floating on a tiny rock that, is only 1 millionth of the entire solar system that we actually only discovered. So, keep in mind that we're not so big all the time. Um, so you can choose what you focus on, and really it talks about how your mind can be really neurotic because you think about it, you have a thought of what do you want to eat. When you think that thought, well, what else going to happen? Your mind is going to say, "Oh, I'm hungry right now. I should get pizza." It's going to also say, "Oh, you shouldn't get pizza. You're going to get fat." It's going to say, "Oh, I'm not getting fat because I'm this." It's also going to say, "Well, you should have gotten that earlier when Jesse did that." So as you can see, your mind is now creating a situation where it's four or five different people or voices talking about the same exact thing. And that doesn't help you get anywhere. So again, you have to be able to discern those thoughts, to put that to the side and focus on what you're doing. And again, that kind of goes back to consciousness. It's just being able to discern what's all the madness and walk forward that makes you happy. Because remember, this is what I will always preach on any of my, you follow me anywhere. Your happiness is most important. Let's see. Chapter. Let's see. Which one is this? So again, the whole book is focused on consciousness and how you focus your energy and your mind. Think about how you focus your energy when you really need it. Or when you really don't need it. Think about just something small and emotional that happens on the outside world can affect you internally. So, and physically, of course. So, your girlfriend breaks up with you. So now you're depressed. You're not eating. You're not going out as much. So, your physical health declines. Um, you're sad all the time. But then one day she calls you and says, "Hey, I'm sorry for everything. I love you." And just like that, after 3 months of being down, you're now back up. Now you realize that all that energy that you were going through and passing was the stuff that you were holding on to. Because once she said those words, again, that outside environment changed your whole interior. And again, that's why I say good and bad, because that's a good event. Now she's back with you, but you allow that bad event to keep you so far down. You don't want to hold on to the bad or the good, because that's also what it talks about in this book, is that our blockages. So to understand this, first just put it in terms of energy. Know that energy is a metaphysical and physical thing. And with any type of energy, the only way that you can get more, or with anything, way you get more of something, if you have a full cup, is to empty it out. If your cup is full of energy, again, good or bad, then you can't let in new experiences. Now, again, you can have a bunch of good experiences that you hold on to from 4 years ago when you went to Disney World, 3 years ago when you went to Mexico and spent a lot of time there. You can hang on to those, but the more you hang on to those, because they are energy that's in the past, stored energy, you're not going to be as open to new experiences of today. Because again, living in the now, living, breathing, and appreciating every moment is the goal of life. With anxiety and fear and stress, that's caused from living either in the past or in the future. And again, when you're living there, your thoughts are focused on that area that, as you know, is unpredictable. So you're causing yourself stress. And also, this is one of my favorite parts of the book. It talks about how we give our minds an impossible task. So, our minds are a computer. We know that. We put information into them, whether it be, conscious or subconscious, meaning that we're actually paying attention to the information, or it's something that we're listening in the background. Um, we know our minds are a computer. So, our minds being a computer, we try to make them do everything. We'll try to make them create a world where everything we say is right, where everything we say people like us, where people love everything we do, where we don't stub our toe on Wednesdays because we have this, where we don't get wet in the rain because we don't like rain, where we don't get our heart broken because we don't like heartbreak. That's just six things, but imagine how many things you're avoiding in your life, or you have this image for. You have these 50,000 million images and projections of what you almost have to have out of life, or you're not happy. You're putting a condition on your mind is that if you don't have it exactly how you're gonna have it, then you can't truly be happy. Think about that. Think about your mind having to create a situation where you're always happy and nobody ever, 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 ever makes you mad. Nobody ever hits your thorns, which is another wonderful part of the book. Hitting your thorns and hiding those. So, um, a lot of times when folks get hurt, we hide. We hide behind things. We build a life around that. And to kind of elaborate on that, you think about if there was a splinter in your finger, and with that splinter, it hurt, and you couldn't take it out because you didn't want to, because you thought it was going to pain you. So every day you walk around with this splinter in your finger, and because you won't take it out, you refuse to actually go to the root of the problem and take it out. You create situations around you to protect you from that. So instead of maybe going in the woods, with your friends, you won't do that. You avoid a situation, that experience, all because of a splinter in your finger. And what you also do, because you do want to experience those things, and that's fine. So what you do is you get a band-aid, not a regular band-aid. You get one that houses your whole finger. So now you have a thing this size that allows you to walk around. But now you have this big thing on your finger, you're walking around, people are always asking you about it. So now people are always asking you about your splinter. Now people are asking about your splinter, and you have already built a life around protecting that. Now, since people are asking you so much, you create an advocacy group for people with splinters. So now you do speeches about splinters. Now your whole life revolves around avoiding the pain from this, because that's what a lot of us are doing. We're avoiding the pain from taking the splinter out. We create situations in our life to avoid experiencing pain. And again, experiencing pain is a part of life. You have to be able to willing to let it release through you because again, as I said, with anything, whether it be pain, happiness, joy, sadness, too much of it welling up won't allow you to allow new things into yourself. And I mean, it's not easy to, let things go, let things pass through you. But again, that's what you have to do if you want to be able to grow. You have to be able to let things pass through you, learn from those, do whatever you have to do, but understand it, perceive it, analyze it, then let it go. Because, you know, when something happens, like let's say you're sitting down in your house and you hear a loud knock. When that happens, it's going to draw your conscience there. Now again, it was kind of difficult for you not to draw it there because it's a loud noise, but it's the same thing with those blockages and those energy, disruption in your body. You're paying attention to those same patterns and repeating those so much because there's so much energy focused on them. Whenever they come up, instead of you letting them go, you keep internalizing them and keeping them where they're at instead of releasing that flow of energy. But yeah, the book talks about suffering. I mean, it talks about how even the Buddha will say that most people don't actually know they're suffering because they're so used to suffering, they're so used to being that way that they don't actually know what the true freedom is. They don't know what true inner, expression is. Because you think about it like this: were, what if you were in a world? What if the world was like where everybody was in a hospital bed? Everybody was in a hospital bed, and the way that everything got done was that people could only do the capacity that they could do within the confines of their bed. So things would get done a lot slower. People wouldn't, get seen as sooner. Just the world would be a different place. But imagine if one day everybody in that world was healthy. They would now know that they were suffering before. It's the same way with us because in our minds we're so used to this destructive pattern that when we're actually not feeling it, we don't know what's going on. But again, that's the true freedom is when your mind is not doing that self-destructing pattern. When you're able to choose what you focus on, discern what's really important to you. Um, but also don't get tied to again the results, especially results that you can't essentially control. Like the weather or other people, because if your life is dependent upon how other people are gonna react, which you can't control, that's you're losing. If your life is dependent on how the weather or the cosmos are gonna move, then you're losing. You have to be able to to do that on your own because a lot of times we try to have this semblance of control that isn't really there. Like and think about it. Today is a nice sunny day, but if it rains tomorrow, you're gonna say, well, I know it can't rain tomorrow because I have plans and I really want to see this movie with this guy and seeing. I know I want to been seeing, I've been wanting to see it for a while, and if something were to happen today, oh God, that'd be bad. That happened, so now your whole world is thrown out of proportion because of what you had in your head didn't come to manifestation because of outside forces. So now your consciousness isn't even focused on the now; it's focused on everything else that went wrong and blah 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 blah. But all in all, I definitely encourage you to read the book. And like I said, next time I'll make some some better footnotes, so I can kind of explain better. But all in all, it's about knowing that you can make your own decisions. And really, to recap, you are a spiritual being in a physical body. This body is not you. You are the spiritual being that just experiences all this. Whatever religion or you believe in, God, the Creator, put you here. You are here to experience, and it was essentially a joint choice by you and your God to be able to experience this life. So you have to be willing to view the negative and positive experiences the same. We know, and you'll go through your day telling yourself, I know something bad might happen, but again, just imagine if you use your creativity. Imagine if every time something negative or bad happened to you, you were able to remain calm, quiet, and happy through that. That may seem far fetched, might seem crazy, but what if? What if you could remain open whenever you were in a situation that your heart wanted to close? What if when you were driving down the highway and somebody cut you off, instead of bad mouthing them and carrying it around you for the next hour, you simply let it go? What if when people were talking to you about something that you didn't like, instead of reacting, you told them that your energy would rather be focused somewhere else? What if it could be that easy? What if you could achieve the freedom that you've been looking for all your life? And what if it literally just started with breathing, meditating, and realizing that you are the being that experiences all this? Untethered Soul, Michael Singer. Go check it out.